Hi guys, it's Angie Bell with My Fairy Treasures. Okay, you guys, I want to show you guys how I made these. And I'm going to pause you guys really quickly because I want to get the name of the channel where I learned this. I always do this. So for you, it'll be 1 second. Okay, so the name of her channel is JOYJunktique. I absolutely love the name of her channel. I'm not going to forget that again. JOYJunktique. And she does junk journals, and she made these, and they're called junk journal wallets, and I absolutely am obsessed with these. This is going to be one of my new things I make all the time for every journal. And also you can use these and put these in your purse, because inside of it is a list pad. Okay, so I'm going to go through each one and show you. Now on her channel, she didn't show you how to make them. She just shared the ones that she made. So I'm going to show you my technique. I'm not sure how she made them, but I'm going to show you how I make them. Okay. All right. So let's go with this one. Here's this one here. And these are all made from my printables. The line is Bridgerton inspired printables. And so this is my paper line. So I just want to show you. There's the front with some beautiful trims and laces. Here's the back. I love this paper. I think it's so pretty, and I love the little birdies on there. Okay, so then let's open it up. There is a Velcro closure, and that's how she did it too, with the Velcro closure. You know what, let me just move my candle because I feel like I'm going to catch myself on fire. Okay. Nobody needs to be on fire. Let's do it like this. Okay. So we use some Velcro here. You can get this Velcro in the craft section from Dollar Tree, just to let you know about this. And my trims I got from Hobby Lobby. So I put this trim here this way, and there's still room up here that you can actually have pockets and put little tags and things like that in there. I didn't put any tags up in here yet, but you can. So you can take, this tag's a little too big, but you can put some tags or little smalls up in there. Okay, and then here, look how beautiful the paper is. I think it's pretty. Okay, inside of this, oh, and what's covering on the outside of this is she used Mod Podge, and she used matte, but it still had a sheen to it. This is what I used. Because I didn't have any Mod Podge, believe it or not, because I use matte medium most of the time, but I do have Liquitex gloss gel. Okay, and this can shellac anything, just like a Mod Podge, and you can use shiny Mod Podge or you can use matte. Matte still leaves a little sheen. Shiny will give it a nice high gloss, and this gave it a nice high gloss. And I like it because it changes everything. This now feels like a piece of leather, it doesn't feel like paper anymore. It's fabulous. Oh, also I sewed this. See the stitches? So I sewed these two. Let me show you here. I sewed these two pieces of paper together. This is script. Like a love letter, and then my printables. So I sewed these together, and you can see the stitches all the way around. Okay, I shellacked it, so now it feels like a piece of leather. I shellacked it with gloss gel by Liquitex. Now you can use Mod Podge shiny or matte. You could probably even use Elmer's glue, so try that too. Okay, all right. Next time I make one, I'm going to try the Elmer's glue. Also, see how inside there's a gusset? I'm going to show you how to make the flaps so that you can have a nice gusseted pocket. Okay? And inside, I have some goodies. So let me just share my goodies. These I made on my YouTube channel. They're little list pads. Aren't they gorgeous? Fun little list pads. And they're all done with just a bunch of junk. And my little I decorated it with a little piece of fabric at the top and a cluster. Okay, this is a way you can fold just book pages and make little pockets with tags. Again, that same idea. This is with note paper though. This is a little booklet just made out of a little piece of note paper, and inside these little mini books. People are loving this video. So I have a video that shows you how to make this. All this stuff, just look through my playlist and you're going to see everything I'm showing you how to make it, okay? And this is one of my most recent videos, how to make the little mini books. And then again, another one of these, just a little piece of note paper. And how you make this is just a bunch of little, you just put little clusters together just to decorate the top. I did a book page and another piece of paper there. Open it up. And then we have a calling card that I made. And I teach you how to make these calling cards too. In that video, I teach you how to make calling cards and dance cards. Okay. Okay, so all of that, and it goes right back into the pocket. Bam. So let me show you the rest of them. This one, okay, now, okay, I'll tell you about that in a second. Let me see if this is the one. So here we go again. Trim from Hobby Lobby, lace from Hobby Lobby, and then my printables again. And then check out the back. I just love the way this feels. It just feels, when you put that, when you shellac it with something like, this gloss gel or like a Mod Podge, it just, you turn it into like a fabric, like leather. Okay, so here's the top. Now this is what I was going to show you. The Velcro here came off of this. Now this is really nice and shiny, and I was worried about that, but it only happened on this one. So what you might want to do is, before you glue, I used hot glue to glue these on. You can either use like maybe E6000, that will for sure stay, but it's not instant. But what you might want to do is take your a little block or a nail file, and then file that area that you're going to, just to rough it up a little bit so that hot glue can stay better. But this is the only one that's doing it. The rest of them stayed perfectly, so I don't know. Anyway, so here's this one. Did I show you the back? Yeah, I think I showed you the back. Okay, so then here's this one, and then let me show you what's inside the pocket. And in here you can put, I have a notebook in here, so I'll show you the notebook. You can put a notebook in here. You can put a list pad that you make yourself in here, and you can carry your list pad or your notebook around that you've made inside your little case here and put it in your purse. How fabulous would that be? And I'll show you that in a second. Okay, these are those little pockets I was telling you that you make out of book pages, which I love. Another one of these with a little book. And it's a little, this is just a little piece of paper left over. Anything can be a tag, you guys. So that's just a little piece of paper left over. And then another one of these. These are so fun to make, and I show you how to make these out of book pages or notebook pages. I show you how to make all those. Look through my playlist. And those are usually, I think those are under the mass making extravaganza or mass making frenzy. Okay. Here's another one. And here's this paper. Again, both of these were my printables from my Etsy shop. And there's a clickable link below. Every 5 pages is $2. My Etsy store is called My Fairy Treasures, the same as my channel. And every 5 pages is $2, and there's a clickable link below if you're interested. You can do these with anything. Okay, any papers that you want. Anybody's printables, scrapbook paper, whatever you want to do. Pretty. Okay, let's see what's in here. And that's what I think is fun, is to look in the pocket and see what goodies are in here. Again, has the gusset, so it has plenty of room when you open it. This is a little list pad of fabrics. Isn't that neat? I show you how to make these either in the Mass Making Frenzy, Mass Making Extravaganza. Those are 2 different videos, and I show you how to make this. Okay, isn't that fun? Another one of these. I love these. They're so easy to make. They're so quick and easy. Another one of those. Another one of these. Open it up, and the little book fell out. There's my little book. Put that back in. Okay. Now, I don't know if I have a list pad in any of these. I'm going to put a list pad I have a list pad in here? No, I'll show you the list pad. So I have a list pad and I'm going to put that in this next one. I made these little list pads, these little notebooks. Let me just put this. I made these little notebooks from, I made them, they're called file folder notebooks. Aren't they fun? Has a pocket on the back. And so this is the type of thing, you can make yourself a little list pad, or you can take it and make it into a little notebook. Either way, I did a list pad. And this is a list pad just of all kinds of papers, but this could just be all like maybe just coffee dyed paper, so that you can put this list pad in your purse and keep this whole thing in your purse with a list pad style or a notebook style, or however you want to make it. Plus I put a little pocket right there. So I just want to show you. That's going to go into the one we're going to make. Okay, so here's the next one. Okay, here's this side. And let's open it up. Okay. And then let's see what's in here in this one. You know, I'm probably going to make myself a bunch more notebooks to put into these. And I'm going to either do list pads or notebooks like this and put these in all the pockets. I just only had like 3 or 4 of these made. And so I want to use them in another area, but I'm going to make a bunch more of these. And I love them because they're file folder ones. Isn't that cool? Again, I have a video. It's called File Folder Notebooks, File Folder List Pads. And just look at my playlist. You'll see it. Okay, so I have another one of these. Another one of these. And a little booklet here that has just a little tag. This is just a little piece of, a little tag. I turned it into a tag. This was just a little leftover piece of cardstock of one of my printables. So, okay. Okay, so let's get started making these. I love it, and I love this Prosperity, Bank of Prosperity. Isn't that cool? Okay, especially with Bridgerton, because they're all about money. I'll tell you that. Okay, so let's start going. And I'm going to move my candle over. I love having my candle here, but I need to move it over just a little bit because we got things going on. Okay, so these papers right here, these 2 papers here, these are my new print. This is from my new printables that I'm I'm in the middle of listing, okay? So if you like these pages, just to give you a little introduction to what's coming up on in my Etsy shop, these are some new printables I have, and they're called She's So Vintage. That's what the line is called. Okay, so if you like these, they'll be available in the next few days. So hopefully by the time I make my next video, I'll be using the new printables She's So Vintage. Okay, so you want to do is you want to take the 2 pages and see the white lines. If you print these out and they have white lines, you need to cut those off first. If they don't have any white lines, you can skip this step, okay? And it kind of depends on, I printed these from my originals and I get a white line, but when you download them from my Etsy shop, usually you don't get a white line, okay? But if you do get a white line, put your papers together and cut them out together, and then that will ensure that your papers are the same size, because they're going to need to be the same size, because one of these is going to be the inside and one's going to be the outside, right? So I just paper clip this together. This is just to ensure everything stays together while I'm cutting. You can use your scissors, but if you have a slicer, and if you don't have a slicer, that is one of the things I always say to get in your life is one of these paper slicers. It just makes your life so much easier. And there it is. Just dropped the little blade. Fell off of here. Okay. Put my blade back in. All right, just making sure what you guys are seeing too. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to put this on here, and I'm just going to take all of the white lines off of here. And you, like I said, do them together. everything, all these little things I'm showing you, these little steps, follow them, because it makes a difference. I didn't put them together the first time I did these, and I didn't put them together the first time I did these, and they didn't completely match. I had to retrim. So there's a lot of little mistakes that I made, and so I'm gonna show you the steps so that you don't make the same mistakes and you don't have to make as many corrections as I did. Because like I said, she shows you, she did a project share, but she didn't do a tutorial to show you how to make them. So, and I will leave a clickable link to her channel. What did I say her name was? JOYJunktique. I'll leave a clickable link for sure in the description box. You guys can go check her out. I love her style. I love her ideas, her channel. Very cool. She's very cool. So I moved these over to the other side so that I can line up with the top of my cutter. Because if not, the paper clips interrupt that. So anyway, see, I want to be flush. Okay, see the top of my top of my cutter. I want to be flush at the top of here, and I can't be if I keep those paper clips there. Okay, so now we have gotten all of the white lines trimmed off, and we did it evenly. Okay, let me put my slicer back. Okay, so now we can take these, we're going to need these paper clips again in a second. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is, you know, I want to come out just a little bit more. All right, you guys might be seeing a bar, but sorry guys, I'm just playing with my camera for a second. I just want you guys to be able to see everything clearly. Okay, anyway, what you want to do now is okay, what you want to do now is, one of these is going to be the top and one's going to be the bottom. The one that's going to be the bottom, and you need to do wrong sides together, but the one that's going to be on the bottom, turn it upside down like this, so the top is now the bottom. Okay, and turn it over. This one that's on top can just stay the right way. Just put it right on top. Okay, so you're like this, and the other side is the wrong way. Okay, and again, paper clip these together. Okay, now at this point, go ahead and get your corner chomper out, or if you don't have a corner chomper, you can just go like this to the corners, just right to just tip it like that, cut it off, and then angle it, and then round it off. Again, another tool is these corner chompers. Now, you don't have to get this corner chomper. This is an crocodile. We Are Memory Keeper crocodile is what it's called. You don't have to get this one. They have corner chompers that are like $5 or $6. This one is nice though, because it cuts through leather, heavy cardstock, cardboard, chipboard. That's what's nice about this one. And this one is, use a coupon. It's probably like 30 bucks, 25, 30 bucks, but use a coupon, 40, 50% off. And you can spend around 15 instead. So these are worth getting, or just pick yourself up a $5 or $6 corner chomper at the craft store or online. Okay, the word you're looking for is corner chomper. Okay, so all of my corners are now rounded. Okay, so the next step we want to do, okay, so after that, the next step, we're not going to finish this one. I'll finish this one off. I just wanted to show you these steps right now. What you want to do is you want to take this, and they can both be right side up now. It doesn't really matter. You want to take this, and you want to now take your either your gloss gel, Liquitex, or your Mod Podge, and I believe you can probably use Elmer's glue, okay? And you want to shellac that on both of these, okay? Shellac that, let these dry, okay? So I'm going to go on to another one where that step has happened to already, okay? Okay, so now these two, this is also from my from my new printables. She's so vintage. Look how pretty. I love this girl. Isn't she so cool looking? Okay. So I did that. These are how they look when they're shellacked. See how there's a little bit of a sheen? I don't know if you can see the, yeah, you can see it. See how there's a little bit of a sheen? Okay. So that's how these look. So now everything's been done. They've been, all the white lines have been taken off, corner chomped. They've been shellacked with either the gloss gel or Mod Podge or Elmer's glue. Okay. So that's that step. Okay. Now, next step. Now we're going back to this right here is from my Bridgerton collection. Okay. And this is in my Etsy shop. Every 5 pages is $2. And this is really one of my favorites. Oh, before I do that. Okay, so what you want to do, let me go back to this one because I want to show you something real quick with this one. After you've shellacked them, now you want to sew them together. Okay, so what you're going to do, let me see if that's better. Just trying to see if that's better for my getting everything in here. Okay, what you want to do, you want to sew these together. Do you really want to sew them? You kind of do want to sew them, okay? Because, oh, and you do want to sew them together. But before you do that, this is what you're going to do before you sew these together. Remember, the bottom one, remember, take the bottom one, turn it upside down, okay? So now the girl is right over here, and turn it over because we want wrong sides together. The top one, this one, goes right on top, okay? Like this, and it goes right side up. This is so that when you turn it to make the wallet, see? Now it's the right way up. There's our girl, okay? And our writing is right way up. So that's how you're gonna do it, okay? So that's really, really important. Okay, now before you take this to your sewing machine, the next step, and this is a step that I didn't do, but you definitely need to do it, okay? I also have paper clips ready to go if you need them. Your paper clips in this situation are like your pins for fabric. Okay, you want to take some, and I would suggest using this instead of any other glue, like a glue stick. It doesn't matter which glue stick, because you're going to sew it, and I think it'd be easier to sew through glue stick than a lot of other glues, okay? So what you want to do is you want to glue these 2 pages together, and the reason you want to do that is because when you sew them together, there's going to be a little bit of left, right? Because you can't, sewing doesn't go right to the edge. It goes a little bit away from the edge. Well, that edge will flip up, okay? And I didn't do that originally, and yeah, things went wrong. They didn't go wrong. It's just that I had to glue my edges down beyond the sewing. Like, let me show you. Like right here. There's your sewing, but then right here, if you don't have it glued, you could this'll come up, okay? All right, so let's now do this. And I always go twice with this, with my glue stick. And going twice really allows me to make sure that I get a good gluing. Okay. So now glue these together, line them up. And the glue stick gives you time too to get everything lined up. Let me see, just a second. I might be off camera for a second, you guys, just a second. All right, I'm a little bit off. Okay, just a second, guys. Hopefully my glue doesn't dry up while I'm going over and over this. Which is also why when I use the glue stick, I go over it like twice to get a lot of glue on there in case I do have to redo it. Okay, and on the other side, it's upside down. Perfect. Okay, so let's really go over this and let this really stick to each other. And the reason you're doing this is so that when you open up the wallet, the inside has something on the inside too. Now, on the first one I showed you, it was I had my printable, and then I had script on the inside. So you can mix it up. You don't have to have the same on both sides. Oh, this is also important because someone's gonna ask me. I printed this on cardstock. Both of them. Both of these are printed on cardstock. At first, I printed one on cardstock, and the one that goes inside, I did it on just regular printer paper because I thought it might get too thick. It doesn't get too thick. So use your cardstock. Don't use your heaviest cardstock. Just use your 65-pound, 80-pound cardstock, okay? And your lighter weight cardstocks are probably the best. Okay. So then what you want to do, just making sure this is all stuck together. So now what you want to do is you want to create the envelope, okay? So you're going to lift this up here like this and kind of give a test before you completely seal it. There we go. That's how I wanted it. So now go ahead and start folding it. Make sure everything's lined up. Oh, I'm totally messing up. You don't do this yet. Unfold it. Don't do that yet. Unfold it. Sorry, I messed up. The next step is you're going to take this to your sewing machine, okay? If you have a sewing machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, then you can go ahead and use hot glue and sew and fold the whole thing up like I just showed you, okay? But what you want to do is you want to take this and you want to sew all the way around, okay? So sew all the way around this whole thing, all right? So after you sew the whole thing around, then you're going to end up with something that looks like this. See the stitches? Okay, so this one's been sewn. So this one has to be taken to the sewing machine. So next step is this right here. Now you're here and you've sewn it, okay? See how everything is? And the other side is script, but it's, oh, you need to be like this. Okay, now this is the thing here. If you have it, your upside down page, like the page, that's going to be your front. So this is my front, right? And it's upside down, okay? This is the inner part, and it needs to be right side up. And you'll know because when you go to fold, you'll know. So you fold it up. Look how the bird is, and everything is the right way. The writing's the right way. The writing here is the right way, okay? So if that seems a little bit confusing, you'll know when you start to folding it. Okay, so this is good. So now you see what I'm doing. I'm folding this so it's like a wallet. So do your best to take all those different little steps I showed you, because it's going to save you later of having to, you know, for mistakes and things. Okay, and this comes down here. And I'm using my bone folder, or you can use, make sure this is lining up. I'm using a bone folder, or you can use the back of a spoon just to really seal everything. Okay. Okay, so now we have that. So now we have this. Now, the next thing I need to show you is how to, you're going to put some gussets in here. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make gussets. They're super simple. Let's take this and put this aside. And I will show you how to make the gussets. Let me see if I have some, I'm sure, pre-made already. We'll use this piece of paper here. Okay, this is a coffee dyed piece of cardstock, okay? And for this, the coffee dyed cardstock is going to work really good for this. You can use any color cardstock, okay? You can even use the cardstock from my printables. Print my printables out on cardstock and make your flaps out of that. I have a bug on my screen. That is just annoying. Okay, so how you make these flaps or gussets is what you call them, is I'm going to use a scoreboard. Here it is. And those who've been watching my channel for a while, you guys have seen me with this scoreboard like a lot of times. Now, this is a piece of coffee dyed cardstock that I've already been chomping on. That's why it looks a little small. Don't mind that. Use a regular size piece. I'm just going to use this because it's coffee dyed and I want to use it. Every inch on this scoreboard you're going to mark, okay? So at 1 inch, at 2 inch, 3 inch, 3 inch, there we go, 4 inch, 5 inch, all the way down 6 inch, and 7 inch. Now, what you're going to ask me now, what if you don't have a scoreboard? Get this in your life if you don't have, but if you don't have one, cut a piece, take a piece of cardstock. Here's a piece of cardstock. Here's one that I've done. Take a piece of cardstock and measure out 2 inches. Cut that 2-inch strip out. Then take that 2-inch strip and fold it in half. And that's how you make a gusset, okay? They just come out really nice and easy when you do it on this scoreboard. Plus, you can use a scoreboard for so many other things. So how you cut these out is, see how there's a line here and then there's a line here? Don't cut the first line, cut the second line. Okay? Okay. And I keep the rest of those right above me because you're going to use these all the time. Okay, now see there's a, I don't know if you can see if there's a score line. See it right there? Bam. Okay, so now let's bring our thing back here. We need to measure, because you're going to put your gussets right inside of here, like right here, okay? So we need to measure so we know how tall. And don't take your gusset all the way to the top, and don't take it all the way to the bottom. Leave a little bit of space. Now, once you have one measured, now you can just measure the second one with this one. Just like this, put one on top of the other like this, or inside of each other, and then you'll have these. Now, see these little ones? Save this. You can make things out of these too. Okay, so now we have our 2 flaps to put the gussets in. Now let's measure inside of here. The folded edge goes against the edge inside. And put this right in the middle. So what you want to do is you don't want it completely at the top of here or it's going to show. You don't want it in the butt crack, as Leslie says. 507. Anyway, you don't want it here in the crevice here because then you can't fold this up, okay? So now we're going to use our hot glue. And with paper, even though this is a shiny surface, because it's paper and hot glue are great. So is fabric and hot glue. It'll stick to pretty much anything. It'll stick to a shiny surface. Put that down. Bam! Okay, so that's what that looks like. Now let's do it to the other side. Make sure that's going to fit in there good. Okay, so now you have that. So now what you have, see, these are the two flaps that you have that's going to make this gusseted, okay? You could also cut this off at the bottom and put one more of these gussets on there. But I used to always do that, but I've learned that, you know what, these two on the sides really, really work out nice. So you don't really have to put that third one in if you don't want to. And I haven't been. Okay. So now what you want to do, and you got to do it quickly so your hot glue doesn't dry out. You want to take your hot glue and put it on both sides here. We're going to fold this up. Do it fast because your hot glue, I don't know, the hot glue here in Las Vegas dries quick. Okay, and then you want to take those and put that down. Bam. Saw how fast I did that? Do it as fast as you can. And make sure you glue down the right. Don't glue down the flap that comes down like this. Make sure it's the wallet part. And then let this really get its little thing in here. And then I'm going to show you how to put this Velcro on last after we put the stuff in the pockets. And the reason I'm going to do that is because you need to let that dry for like an hour or so. Even though it's hot glue, let it dry for an hour or so, so it gets a couple hours, so it gets a good adhesion. And I didn't do this to all of mine, but I'm going to rough it up a little bit because this is a shiny surface with the Velcro pieces, and it'll make sure you'll have a better chance of making sure that those Velcro pieces stay on. You could also use E6000 too. That's another good idea. Do I have my E6000 here in front of me? I don't. You know what? If I was you, I would use E6000, and then you probably don't have to rough up this, but you can, or you don't have to rough it up at all. Just use the hot glue, because like I said, I only had one that doesn't want to, that the Velcro doesn't want to stick to. So, all right. So now, look at that gusset. Now you can put a bunch of stuff in here. So what are we going to put in here? All right. So we have this. These are my mini file folder books, and I show you how to make these on my channel. And it's just, look at my playlist and you'll see it. I just did this video. This might have been my last video. Mini file folder books. Okay, books and list pad, or journals and list pads. So this one is a list pad, and then I put a pocket in here and a couple tags that says "Make" and "Wings." I'm gonna show you something really quick. Okay, you know, like when you have a bunch of stuff in pockets like this, these are two real tags. These aren't really tags. These are just little pieces of paper. Oh no, this is one of those ones. I made a small one. Sorry. Sometimes I'll just put pieces of paper in here, just scrap pieces of paper, and then layer a tag. So this is just like the backup here. I do that a lot. So this says "Make" and "Wings" because we make things and we want to have wings. And then I just took a little piece of book pages here and a piece of music note paper, and then like a little flower. And then this is a list pad. Now this could be all coffee dyed paper so that you can use this as a list pad in your purse. Okay. And then I have these, these right here, this says Paris Lady. I have these in my Etsy shop. They're quote sheets. And it's quotes like this: Paris Lady, so vintage, she's so vintage. So check those out if you want them. And I have them, and you can just cut them out. So you have, what I like about these, they're kind of like those Tim Holtz sayings, quotes, but you never run out, because whenever you run out, you can just print some more. I did coffee dyed paper, some book pages, coffee dyed paper, book pages, more coffee dyed paper, and then music note paper, just for fun. But if I wanted this to be a notepad in my purse, I could just do coffee dyed paper, and that would be perfect for a little list pad. Which one of these is gonna go in my purse, and I am gonna make one of these that just has coffee dyed paper in it. So, and then here's the back, and I made a little pocket on the back, and it says Wish and Epic. These are Tim Holtz. Aren't they fabulous? Love it. Just a second. Okay, so this is going to go in here. Bam. Then I have one of these. This is another one of those like little list pads, and you just it's in a little notebook, and you just take the notebook, fold the notebook page in half, and then I just did a little collage of book page, music note paper, and a little scrap piece of paper. Aren't these fabulous? I learned how to make these from Leslie from 507 Willow House Journals, and then my little books. And I told you I have a video on this. This is a really popular video, how to make these little mini books. So check out my playlist for that. And then these right here, these are so fun to make. Check these, how to make these. These are made out of book. You can make them out of anything. You can make them out of book pages, list pads. It doesn't matter. A scrap piece of paper. And this is in the mask making extravaganza or the mask making frenzy. Okay. And then I just have a tag. This is a tag from my new line, She's So Vintage. Isn't that a beautiful tag? This right here is just another little tag. And then this is just a piece of cardstock that's coffee dyed, and I just wanted to make it into a little booklet. So I just folded the index card over. Inside, I just have two little scrap pieces of cardstock from my printables, and I just made into little mini tags. And then look at the coffee stain in here. I think that's fabulous. And then you can journal in there or make a list. Okay. So all of that goes in here. And see, this is how this works. Right on the side. And then I decorated it with scraps. Look, this is all just collage little pieces of scrap. Little book page, little leftover piece of scrapbook paper or printables right here. That's all that is. Okay. And then this is another one of those that I made from a notebook page. Again, just pieces of scraps, just collaged together. And inside, this is another tag from my new printables, She's So Vintage. Isn't that a beautiful tag? Love these two. Her name is Dido. And another just leftover piece of from my new line, She's So Vintage, and I just made it into a tag. Okay, now this is a lot of stuff in here, so I may not put all this in here. That's a lot of stuff. You know what? Just a second. But I'm still going to show you all this stuff that I could put in here. Let's put this in. In fact, in this, yeah, let's put this in. And this may be, and we'll decide what else we're putting in there. And then I have this is another one of those lists, but they're all fabric pieces. Isn't this fabulous? And then it's also mixed, so all these little fabric samples, it's also mixed with a book page on the end. These are fun to make. Okay. So, let me see what else can fit in here comfortably. What else I want to fit in here? I want to put this little book in here because I love these little books. Let's put that in here. Is that, well, maybe it's too bulky. Maybe we won't put that one in here. Let's do one of these because these are flatter. This one or this one. Let's put this one in. Perfect. So that's what we're going to put in here. Because the rest of those got a little bulky. And all that other stuff I just showed you, we'll save it for another one. Okay, so now, okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about. See how I said, see, this is paper, not cardstock. And I didn't, well, it doesn't matter if it's paper or cardstock, but this is paper. And I didn't, see right there, I didn't pre-glue it how we did it. I did it with you. So I'm just going to glue it right now. See, that's what will happen if you don't take that step to use the glue stick. Okay? This whole piece right here, I didn't have it glued. And I'm glad when I show you things like this, because then you can see the importance of it, and you can see how I messed up and how I have to fix it. So you can still do it afterwards. It's just a lot easier if you don't have to do it afterwards. And especially if you're giving it as a gift. These would be great gifts, you guys. Oh my God. You could give these to your crafty friends and then fill it full of, you know, goodies. Oh my God. These would be great. Can you imagine sending a couple of these even to or in the package of your friend for Christmas or a birthday, or just, oh, I love this. This is going to be one of my new things that a lot of my crafty friends, when I send out Happy Mail, will be getting these. Okay, so now let's, where are they? Here it is. Okay, so this is what the packaging looks at Dollar Tree for the Velcro. You get this in the craft section, okay? These little ones, because these can be a little bit expensive at, like, you know, Walmart or any of the craft stores, but get them at Dollar Tree because they're a lot cheaper. Okay, so take your Velcro pieces. I'm going to take those and take them off of here first. Put them on the side. I do a lot of stuff with Velcro, so I always have those Velcro pieces from Dollar Tree on hand. Okay. So, what we want to do is we want to decide, first of all, what's the middle? And we're just going to estimate it. You're not going to measure anything. Just see if this is good. Okay, so it's good. So then what I like to do is I like to take a black magic marker and just dot it there. Okay, so I know where this goes back to. Also, now, if you're not going to rough it up, you don't have to do this right now, okay? But if you're going to rough it up, you want to know where you need to rough it up at. So I'm going to mark it here. So I put that down here. Right about there is where this whole thing's going to be at. If you're not going to rough it up, you can skip this spot, this step. So take this back off. Either take a nail file, or I have this little sandpaper block, and I'm going to use that, and just rough it up a little bit. This is just to help ensure that everything sticks, okay? And then right, you have this down here, same thing. Just rough it up a little bit. Okay, just take that little bit of that shine off. Then what I like to do is take the hot glue or your E6000. Just a second, I have something. Okay, put it right on that little black dot. Put your Velcro down. Okay. Then what I like to do is I like to take the other piece of Velcro. Now these Velcro are sticky, but I would not trust the stickiness on here. Put this right on top of this piece here. Okay. Take your E6000 or your hot glue, put it right on top of here, and then close this. Perfect. And then close it. And I would even take some paper clips and just paper clip this for right now, just to really just make sure that this is just, let it dry for an hour or two, that hot glue. Or if it's E6000, give it a few hours before you start opening this up, okay? And there we go. Isn't this fabulous, you guys? I am obsessed. I love these. I think these are phenomenal. Look at the back of that. Isn't that gorgeous? So when someone flips it, they can flip it like that and flip it like that. Then it comes out on the back like that. Besides the peacocks, this is one of my favorite of the printables. It's really pretty. I love this bird with the bird nest. So there we go. So let me just show you all the ones we've made. And bring our candle back in here. I like to work with my candle, but sometimes when I have too much room going on, I have to put the candle aside, which I hate. Okay. So there's this one. Oh, wait a minute. You guys, I forgot about the trims. Oh my goodness. I forgot about the trims at the top. Okay, so I'm going to hold this while I open this up. Okay, I don't suggest that. I suggest that I do that last. And I've totally messed up already because I didn't put the trim on the top. So we're going to have to put another piece of Velcro right there. But no big deal. Let's go. Okay. How could I forget about the trim? I remembered the trim after I looked over to the side. I went, oh my goodness. Okay, so get the right side of your trim. And what you want to do is you want to have enough trim on here so that you have some that sticks out, right? And then some that you can be able to have a little pocket up here if you want to put stuff up there, because that's what she did on hers, which I thought was really cool. So you want to go to the hot glue again. I cannot believe that I forgot the trims. Jeez. And we're going to put another piece of Velcro on, so same steps, just okay, this is gonna, there we go. All right, and then take our little spatula and use your spatula so you don't burn yourself. And let that dry for a second. Just a second, I'm just cleaning off my spatula of all the hot glue. Okay, this one, the hot glue that dried right there. No major, let's do it again. Is everything else glued down good? I live in Las Vegas, so it's really, really hot. So everything's drying really quickly because it's really dry here. All right, where you, right in the center, you want to bring a piece of glue down here like this, hot glue, and glue your center down. Just one little right here, just like this. Because what that's going to do, it's going to give you a pocket here at the top and a top pocket up here. So you can put little things in there if you want to, if you want to. So now we've created it so we could put little whatever. We could tuck up anything up in here, okay? And if you go down with it, then you have this little nice trim here. Beautiful, huh? Okay, so let's trim this off. I'm sure some people were like, hello, you forgot about the trim. Lots of steps, lots of steps. Not hard, just steps though, you know, that you gotta, what you gotta do. Okay. Save those little bits. You can do things with those. Okay, so that's what it looks like when we close it. That's what it'll look like. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. Okay, so now we need to put that piece of Velcro back, and you can see exactly where that Velcro is at. So this right here is the like hard piece. You need the softer piece. So let me grab that on my thing. Throw that over there. Okay, so right here where the Velcro piece was at, which I can see it, we're going to put hot glue there, put this down here again, hold it for a second, hold it for a second there. Okay, so now we look at, now that's what you have, okay, and your Velcro piece there. And then you can just go like this, and then there we go. Now, if you have to open it without waiting for it to dry for a little bit, do what I did, just kind of hold the bottom piece down and hold the top piece up and open it up carefully. Okay, now we still need to put another trim here. Now you don't have to put any trims, okay? I just love putting trims. Also, Hobby Lobby has trim on clearance. So this is a piece here. Isn't this gorgeous? I picked, and then look, this is the one I used right now. Aren't these gorgeous? I think I picked them up for like $2.12. They're regularly $8.49. This is another piece. Isn't that gorgeous? $8.49. I got them for $2.12. So I bought an obscene amount of trims, you guys. I did not realize, because also I was looking for a yarn, because the yarn is like $5 skein yarn is like $1.25. So what did I do with that? Anyway, so I dropped something. I don't realize what I dropped. Oh, here it is. So every time I went looking for the yarn, because they weren't clearance in the yarn, they clearanced the ribbon and the trims and laces first. And every time I went, every time I was checking daily for like a week, I kept buying trim and laces. Oh my goodness, I looked at my stash. I have bought an obscene amount. Oh my God. But it's fine, because I'm going to use it. And look at the regular price. I mean, like this one, this trim here, look how gorgeous this trim is. We're going to use this trim on the top here. This was regularly $5.99. I got for $1.37. Look at that. So you guys, if you craft it all, junk journaling, art journaling, crafting, when you see trims and stuff like that, this price, pick up as much as you can, because you see the prices. And these prices have gone way up. These didn't used to cost, let me just focus for a second. There we go. This didn't used to cost $5.99. This would have been like maybe $4, and then every other week is 50% off, so it would have been like $2. So look, even at 50% or 40% off, you'd be paying $3 for this. And now they don't even have 50%. It's 40% off every other week on the trims. So when you can get a chance to get them on clearance, get them on clearance. Okay, now this trim right here, it will unravel. So I take a little bit of my hot glue, just a tiny bit, and just put it on the edge. If you have any of that Fabri-Tac, that would probably do the same. That will do the same thing. But the hot glue, I have it right here. So let's just use that. And just do a little bit just on the edge. It dries clear. And this will stop this from raveling on the end. Let me get my glue strings, which are driving me nuts. You guys, can I ever make a video under an hour? No. And I do love, look how this is white and this is cream. I think that's gorgeous. Now I could have went ahead and tea dyed or coffee dyed. Oh, you know what else is pretty to dye these with is you can coffee or tea dye, but also is pretty is using green tea. It makes like a champagne color, kind of like this color here. It's very pretty. You do the same way you do with the regular black tea, but use green tea. You wouldn't think green tea doesn't look that staining. It's gorgeous. Anyway, so I could have done that to this, but I love the mixture of the two different laces, so I'm good with that. So look how pretty that is. So now we're done. Okay. What made me remember the trims was when I went back over here to show you the rest of them. I was like, oh yeah, duh, the trims. So here we go. Let's move this out of the way so we can get all these in. Look how pretty these all are. I'm so obsessed. And then this one here. Isn't that fabulous, you guys? Ah, And then remember, we still have these two to, I still have these two to make. I got to do this one. And then I'm still going to do this one. This one I have to still shellac and everything. So this one will be made too. And I'll show you guys this one, how this one turned out in another video. So let me know if you're going to make these. We have a group called Our Magical Little Place. It's on Facebook. And if you make these, join the group regardless if you make these or not. And if you craft, if you junk journal, craft, art journal, knit, crochet, it doesn't matter. Come share, get inspired. If you have a YouTube channel, if you have a Etsy shop or any type of shop that you make things, you can leave links. And also remember, if you want any of my printables, the newest line I have is, the line I have right now is Bridgerton inspired printables. They're inspired by the movie Bridgerton. Every 5 pages is $2. There's a clickable link. It's called My Fairy Treasures. It's in the thing below. Remember, I do have a new line coming up, which is this one here. And this is She Is So Vintage. Isn't she so vintage? And then this one also. This is in She's So Vintage. And that's coming up. I'm in the middle right now of listing everything. So it's not completely listed. In fact, I got to start listing. I'm not even in the middle. I have to start. So I'm going to start listing tomorrow. So by the end of the week, you'll be able to see those, and you'll see more of all, you'll see the whole paper line, because I'll be doing all types of different mass making ephemera things with you guys with the new line. Okay. All right. That's it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye guys.